Hello, my classy people. Good morning. It is Monday morning. It is the 5th of May, 2 days after the Kentucky Derby. Again, hope everybody did well and most of all had a bunch of fun for sure. Hey, we're going to turn our attention to the Preakness, the 150 running of the Preakness on Saturday, the 17th of May. And of course, the Black Eye Susan Stakes is that Friday for the sophomore girls. They'll be in town in Maryland for sure. You know, quarter mile to go down in Pimlico. And of course, tip sheets for both days will be available. Once again, full card Friday, Black Eye Susan Day is $20, and full card Preakness Day, that Saturday, will be $20. If you buy both, they're $35. As always, I ask that you get your orders in. Of course, you know, we got to handicap all the races, and of course, get as many videos out informationally that we can to you. So again, if you buy both the Friday and Saturday card on Preakness weekend, it'll be $35. You'll save $5. Can you please email us at speedking24@yahoo.com and or text the office, okay, 732-804-0637. Now, if you just happen to send the money in, make sure you always email me to let me know that you paid, and we'll see it, but I still need your email address in order to get the sheets to you. So again, both days, Black Eye Susan Day for the sophomore girls, and of course Preakness, $35 for both. We did real well in the Derby, obviously having the Derby winner. Had Macho Music, which was our long shot play, paid $26. So email us speedking24@yahoo.com and or text the office 732-804-0637. So I thought it was in order to kind of take a snapshot of the probable entries for the Preakness, right? The upcoming Preakness Stakes. And so we could start a healthy discussion here, see who we think is going to get in or get out. Right now, it's a probable field of 10, right? I hope it becomes, a lot more. We're probably going to have a defection or two from these 10. So I don't really want a small field of 7 like that, okay? I want it to really be some real players. But let's go through these 10, not in any particular order. We're going to start with the Derby horses that are coming into the Preakness, or at least we think they may. And then let's have a healthy discussion about yay or nay, and talk about the new shooters, because there's always fresh horses sitting and waiting for sure. So the first one on the list obviously is your Derby winner, right? Sovereignty, trained by Billy Mott, of course, need no introduction at this point, right? And it's all, of course, it's Godolphin and Godolphin, right? So we know now, if you ask me, okay, that 2-week turnaround, that's not Billy Mott's style. Okay, you always hear me say 4 to 6 weeks, and he really likes 6 weeks, okay? But again, I think the lore of it is he's the only horse that can win a potential Triple Crown. So let's hope that our Derby winner comes to the Preakness. Now, and again, they protect these horses because they don't breed them to run them anymore. They run them to breed them, okay? I mean, take my horse over here, Authentic. He never raced past 3. Look at Flightline, never raced past 3. So we don't get to see our champions run, or potential champions. It's very hard to quantify how they match up against history. Why? Because their body of work is usually small, because they're protecting these horses because they're worth more in the breeding shed. So they don't breed them to race them, they race them to breed them. I really do hope Sovereignty comes to the Preakness and try his hand at the Triple Crown. But it's not Billy Mott's style to roll horses back in 2 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, right? He loves to give his horses rest. But I think you almost have an obligation to the fans and to the competitive nature and the potential Triple Crown to, hey man, go out there and compete, bruh. Okay? So again, let's hope that Sovereignty, our Derby winner, comes in. Journalism, right? Ran a beautiful race, okay? I believe, again, no knock on Restfully, that they really do need to change the jock on him, and I think you will see a change for sure. If I had to guess, it would probably be a California boy. I would think Juan Hernandez for sure, and if they can get Flavian Pratt, I'm sure they would love to have him for sure. But journalists need no introduction. We had a banged-up race over an off-going second to Sovereignty, no disgrace there. Nice ride, a little trouble here or there out the gate, and You know, I thought he came out a little bit too soon on the backstretch. But that being said, man, I would love to see that rematch one more time in the Preakness. It'll make for maybe the Aladar Alishiba deal, right? You know, Affirm and Alishiba, right? You know, Affirm and Alishiba and all those great runners, right? So let's hope that journalist, the reporter horse, extra, read all about it, comes. Love to see the top two finishers. The third finisher, well, Baeza. Well, he was making up a bunch of ground, as you know. You heard my recap video, and man, did he finish up strong after the wire. He pulled up. Looked like, give me more yardage, and I'll hurt these horses. And he's a young horse. He only had 3 starts, so that was his 4th starts. So how much more does he improve? And I want to say this. You know, a lot of times I answer comments on the channel, and people talk about, oh, he beat him here or there. Please always remember, these are babies. They're developing. They don't have a top yet. They don't have an effective level yet. They can only get better or stay where they are or get worse. So you're projecting on young horses, looking at their pattern, look how they got to the races, and then you're projecting. They're not a finished product. And a lot of time I answer these questions and stuff on the line, and it says, oh, he beat him there. But remember, horses develop late, some develop early. These are babies, man. Like Baeza, he had 3 starts. I mean, you can't say, oh, that's what he did then. But how do we continue to develop? So you're projecting how they're going to move forward. Just a little side note. The 4th horse on the list is Final Gambit. Hey, he ain't got to apologize. Running 4th in that piece, right in the Derby. He ran a beautiful race for Todd Pletcher, right? 4th in last year's Derby for sure, and this year's Derby. And again, don't really need to apologize to no one in here if you ask me. And the 5th horse, well, I was kind of surprised. Owen Almighty ran good. He ran 5th in the Derby. McPeak had this horse running really well. He did really well for himself. I was pretty happy. You know, he beat 12 or 13 other horses in the race, right? Owen Almighty ran a nice race, relatively being in the 20-hole way outside. He's a speed type, right? Things going against him. You know, probably wide into the first turn, having enough speed to get himself into trouble, right? So again, he ran a good race. Let's hope that he makes the gate over there at a quarter mile to go. And then here's a new shooter, y'all. Wow, I think we're going to have to do some work on this one and keep our eye on this one. Hey, Asmussen got a new shooter on here named Clever Again by American Pharaoh. That's right, the Triple Crown American Pharaoh, on the grandsire being Galileo. Right now, I think this horse has some turf in him. But this Clever Again is very, very interesting, y'all, okay? This one is owned by Winchell Farm, one of Steve Asmussen's top owners for sure. It looks like Jose Ortiz has the mount on this one. And again, by a Triple Crown winner. Now, lightly raced this here sophomore. 3 starts and 2 wins. Undefeated this year, 2 for 2. Having won a maiden race and then coming back and won the Hot Springs Stakes on March 30th. Now it's April, May. He's got about 5 or 6 weeks worth of rest and has earned 2 beautiful speed figures. And the pace numbers are off the chain on this Clever Again, right? And like this horse, hey, again, here's your projection. Only 3 starts coming out of the Hot Springs Stakes, but how much better is he going to be, right? They develop. You know, and they got a master trainer doing it. This Clever Again, you know, I get sovereignty and the reporter horse and all that, and Baeza or whatever his name is. But this Clever Again horse, man, this is a nice horse. And I'm looking at him running into his 4th start off of that Hot Springs Stakes. How much more? So think projection. Is he going to get better, right? And he should rebound off of that March 30th race. He has 5 or 6 weeks in between, so it should be no regression. He should have ate up and filled out and should be on his toes. That's hey, listen, that horse is a new shooter and a strong new shooter from what I see now. We're going to dig into him a little later. Clever again. The next one, instant replay. Well, it's Brad Cox. It's a Mary horse, right? Brad Cox is on the scene, y'all, with the Mary horse, right? Well, he's here with the instant play by Maximum Security. That Maximum Security, the one that was breakdancing down the lane. I think Country House got put up. His old Billy Mott shows up again. Well, instant replay by Maximum Security. Wow. On the back end by Medagliadora? Wow, okay. And then, hey, listen, Flavian Pratt is in the arms. This is Gary and Mary West. Bred and owned. Hello. Hey, listen, this one has 3 wins from 7 starts, 2 for 3 this year. And again, comes out of the Bathhouse Road Stakes and won that race. Speed figures are a little light and would have to improve, but has some experience with 7 starts. So we'll see how instant replay do. For sure. The next one on the list is Heart of Honor. Well, hey, listen, if I sound excited about the Clever Again horse, I'm really excited about seeing this guy show up. That Hearts of Honor. Well, Hearts of Honor is by Honor AP. Yo, go look up Honor AP. This is a beautiful horse and a much more beautiful stallion, right? Honor AP, the sire of Honor and Heart, Honor of Heart, on the back end by Scat Daddy. Hey, listen. You know this one's coming over from Japan, y'all, right? This Great Britain bred, trained by Safi Osborne, and the jockey is Safi Osborne, and the trainer is Jamie Osborne, and this one could flat out run, y'all. I'm telling you, skip the Derby. This one's fresh, right? Because this horse ran second in the UAE Derby, behind that Amar, that Daytona horse. So again, the breeding on this horse, Hearts of Honor, really says something here. And the fact that they skipped the Derby for this spot, this is a fresh horse, y'all. Okay, and just on the surface, I'm really, looking forward to this one running as well as that Clever Again. Sovereignty or no sovereignty, journalism, the reporter horse or no reporter horse, or Bieza, right? Not sure, but hey, those two right now look like these are the 2 new shooters that's going to make some noise in this year Preakness. This Heart of Honor, yeah, I'm really, really high on this horse. I think he got a great, great shot. And the next one is Rodriguez. Well, a defector out of the Derby late in the game, and obviously there was something physically going on with him. I don't know if that's gamemanship or not, or needing an excuse to not run in the Derby, but Bob Baffert's going to be sitting there with the son of Authentic, okay, fresh shooter. So we know what Rodriguez does for sure. He don't need to apologize by no means, and 2 wins from 5 starts, obviously winning the Wood Memorial, and doesn't bode well for him because the second place horse didn't run that great at all in the Derby. So Rodriguez looks like he's going to make the gate on Preakness. And the last one is another Todd Pletcher horse, the River Thyme, right? On the Derby trail, they elected, hey, to bypass that for sure. Did run 3rd behind East Avenue, who didn't run a lick in the Derby. And, of course, the old Burnham Square, who didn't run that well in the Derby. So I don't know how it bodes well for River Thymes. Maybe he's better than both of those horses, right? Improving every start. Hasn't run since April 8th, May, so about 5 weeks for sure. Fresh. That was the right thing to do, not to turn him around so fast out of the bluegrass. Maybe that's what affect Burnham Square and East Avenue as well as the surface. But IRAD's got the call on River Thyme. It looked like Pletcher's in the house, of course, y'all. And this one looks like this one is and it's going into his 5th start and then improving every time. So I think they have a nice horse here. So there are the 10 probables. Let's have a healthy discussion. The first one obviously is Sovereignty, who in the Derby, journalism, Biaza, who was finishing up like all get out, Final Gambit, don't need to apologize, nice run in the Derby, All in Almighty. That might have surprised me more than anything else out of the field of 18. He ran awfully well to run 5th. Hey, Clever Again, hello. All right, I got my eye on this one. Gonna have to dig in and do some work on this Asmussen new shooter on the scene down at a quarter mile ago down at Pimlico. And then the instant replay, Brad Cox, you know, it's a Mary Horse. And Hearts of Honor, again, this is another one I want to keep an eyeball on, y'all. Okay, this Hearts of Honor by Honor AP. And Rodriguez, we know what he is, the son of Authentic, skipping the Derby and River Thons. Let's have a healthy discussion about these top 10. Hopefully a couple more be added. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a defection. But hey, listen, Billy Mott, Godolphin, Mike Brennanhan over there in Kentucky running the Godolphin, and yo man, connections here in the U.S. And Mr. Sheikh Mohammed, yo man, go for the Triple Crown, man. I mean, you're almost obligated. Get out there and compete. You know, love to see both of these horses come back in the Preakness, right? Hey, but all three of them actually. You know, sovereignty, journalism, the reporter horse. Let's read all about it, extra. And of course, let's see what that Bieza got. And then we got some new shooters here, of course. And again, those are your top 10. Sovereignty, journalism, Bieza, Final Gambit, Owen Almighty, Clever, again, Instant Replay, Hearts of Honor, Honor AP, Rodriguez, and River Thines. Let me know what you think, y'all. Let's hope we get a couple more added and no defections for sure. We want a full field on Preakness Day. We don't want no walkovers for sure. My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm the Speed King, going on and on like hot butter popcorn. Excited about the middle leg of the Triple Crown for sure. Remember your tip sheets. Please, let's get your orders and your payments in quick, fast, and in a hurry. We did quite well on the Derby weekend with our tip sheets. And the money of our top 3 picks are off the chain for sure. Stay classy, y'all. Waiting for an email from you. Get your orders in. Stay classy.